Hi folks, welcome back to another episode of Entry Level Anime, a show where we talk about anime that's welcome to all. And this episode, we're going to talk about Frieren,
A Journey's End.
The show's set around an elf who's part of the party that defeats the Demon King, and it is set after that. It's about her life after that.
Yeah, after that journey with heroes. So that journey she went on was a few years, and this is an elf where, you know, in fantasy tropes have lifespans that last hundreds, if not thousands of years.
Yeah.
So it's set in a beautiful cast medieval fantasy world, and it just follows her, basically, follows Frieren.
Yeah.
Going on this adventure.
Yeah, so like, to kick things off, animes are typically pretty good to look at. But some of the landscapes in the show, some of the freeze. If you take a freeze frame of the show, you could hang it up on the wall. It's good to look at.
But I like obviously it was weird. Like, my take on the show is I kind of binged 3/4 of it. But when I first watched the first two episodes, I think I watched the first two episodes with you.
Yeah.
And I took me a while to then go back. But I'm so glad I did, and it is just a character-driven fantasy show, and it's so well done in that regard.
Exceptionally, and the technical point of the music, the soundtrack, it's understated, but it fits the theme, it fits the style, and when you get to the action scenes, which are incredibly well, like when the show picks up speed, because it's quite a slow. It's a show that it's a nice slow show, but doesn't feel like it's dragging. Is exceptional. As a lot of fantasy shows have the issue where there's the big looming threat, which at the end of the show it'll be good versus evil. It'll be the storming Mordor. It'll be fighting the Frost King. It'll be all these. Whatever fucking happens in Wheel of Time or whatever it's called. But this show, the story is the characters.
Yeah,
it's about a journey that is insignificant in the grand scheme of things, but through this they play massive parts in the places they visit.
Yeah.
She's kind of redoing the path she did with the former party.
Yeah, the hero party.
Yeah.
And this party's like declared the best heroes in the land, and there's statues of them and all this, like, around various parts that you'll see going through, and there's like talks about them, and them characters alone are that good. Talking mainly about Himmel himself.
Himmel is
he's so well written. He's just like. He's kind of like the knight in shining armor in the people's eye, but he's just a very normal
guy. He's just a guy.
Yeah, he's just a dude. But he's the dude. I know a lot of people give dubs a hard time, but I actually decided to watch this dubbed. So if you're not the big subtitle fan, just flick it to dub.
I think elves are a massive issue, especially in Western fantasy. Like, I think a lot, because like they see themselves as higher than the races that died earlier, like especially like Lord of the Rings, for example.
Yeah.
A lot of elf adaptations are boring, they're pretentious, they're snobby and stuck up. Frieren, like, when she meets people, they expect her to be this perfect being.
Yeah.
But she's just like she's bad in morning. She's gullible. She's still quite like quite a sloppy person.
Yeah, like she'll open a briefcase and things are just pouring out, and she's like looking for stuff, and they're like scratching their heads. She is who she is, and it's just it's done really well. Like you're saying, the elves in Western media are they're quite full of shit. They're
quite boring, I think.
And they're just empty.
Yeah.
Empty. They're too perfect, and another thing I like is the fact that there isn't many elves in this. You know, like they go on where there's been hundreds of years since you've seen another elf.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously that's fine to them because they live for.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't know, like it's not actually discussed in the show how long they actually live for.
No.
So we can just assume they live forever.
Yeah. Out of the main cast, two of them, the two of the most important characters are females.
Yeah.
And you like, have you ever seen a video essay talking about how bad the writing of the show is? No, because they're written so well. They're so relatable. They're not perfect. But they're strong, but they have weaknesses. Whereas like a lot of Western media, if a female character was in a movie, there'll be 700 video essays online talking about how they've ruined that franchise with that female character. Whereas Frieren is the perfect example of a well-written, rounded female lead and a female co-lead as well in Fern. So, in conclusion,
we're not ending it with in conclusion.
In conclusion,
no in conclusions.
Why you should watch Frieren? To me, it is.
And to me, no, I'll do my own.
It's the best fantasy show that I can remember watching in my lifetime. It is solid throughout. The characters are incredibly well written. The animation is exceptional and beautiful and moving. The music's perfect. I just don't want to sell it too hard because if I sell it too hard and you go in and you don't enjoy it, I know you might never trust my words again. But I think if you're a fan of fantasy,
and
if you're a fan of magic,
and interesting characters,
and you want to give up
and world building,
you should give it a try. If you're not hooked by the third episode, I don't know what to say, but you've got a bad taste in shows.
I was awestruck by it. I genuinely, after the first couple, I thought it was really good, and I was loving the characters. I was loving the flashbacks that happened throughout the send off to her old party, and as I kept watching it, I was just loving it more and more. And I don't know, it's rare to have a show that you can keep that same high level of admiration for throughout. And when I was getting to the last couple of episodes, you genuinely feel like someone's passing away.
Yeah, you don't want it to end.
You really don't want it to end.
But it's season 2 will be coming.
What a bloody show. Watch it, listen to our words, take them in and think. Honestly, you can. And the thing is, though, everybody that's seen it has raved about it, rated it highly. But we're telling people that not necessarily watch anime as their preferred medium to give this one a go. If you're, like we were saying, fan of fantasy, just give it a go. Fan of magic with various differentiation. I'm took away. I'm gasping. I'm breathless.
All right,
honestly, it's bloody well to be here, and I've been looking forward to doing this one on Frieren for over a week now.
Hey, it's been off the chest, and
thanks for watching.
See you next time.